November 29, 1970. In the foothills of Mount Ulriken in western Norway sits Isdalen. The locals call it Death Valley. That morning, a man and his two daughters were hiking a scree-covered trail when they found the charred body of a woman. She was positioned among the rocks with her arms raised in a defensive posture. Scattered near her were the items that marked her final hours: a broken umbrella, an empty bottle of liqueur, dozens of sleeping pills, and a heavy scent of petrol. But the fire was only the first layer of concealment. Beyond the burns, investigators discovered a calculated absence of identification. Manufacturer marks had been rubbed off the water bottles. Every clothing label was snipped out. Even the woman's fingerprints appear to have been sanded down. The scene suggested that this was not a standard homicide, but the methodical deletion of a human being. 3 days later, police traced a fingerprint found on a pair of sunglasses to the Bergen railway station. There, sitting in the luggage department, were 2 suitcases belonging to the victim. The contents of the bags provided a blueprint for living without a permanent identity. Inside were multiple wigs, pairs of glasses with non-prescription lenses, and various amounts of Norwegian, Belgian, British, and Swiss currency. The effort to hide her identity extended to her medical history. Investigators found a tube of prescription eczema cream, but the patient and doctor names had been scratched off the surface. Hidden deeper in the luggage was a collection of fake documents, 8 distinct personas, each with its own name, birthplace, and nationality. The discovery suggested that the erasure found in the valley was not a sudden act, but a sustained lifestyle. Among the belongings, investigators found a black notebook containing a dense alphanumeric code. When police decoded the entries, they revealed a map of her travels. She had spent months moving between hotels in Paris, Oslo, Stavanger, and Bergen under a rotation of aliases. Staff at these hotels recalled a guest who frequently demanded specific room orientations, moving furniture into hallways and often switching rooms in the dead of night. In 1970, Norway sat on a strategic frontier of the Cold War, sharing a border with the Soviet Union and hosting key NATO installations. When military officials compared the travelogue to classified schedules, they found that her arrivals in Stavanger and Bergen matched the dates of top-secret test launches for the new Penguin anti-ship missile. A fisherman later reported seeing a woman matching her description, observing the missile tests from a distance, while a waitress recalled her dining quietly next to a German naval officer. The final sighting occurred shortly before her death. A man reported seeing her walking toward the valley. She appeared frightened and was followed by 2 men in dark, town-style coats. These details forced investigators to consider whether she was a trained operative or a courier caught in a conflict she could not escape. Decades later, investigators reopened the files, using modern forensic science to analyze the biological traces that remained. They used bomb pulse radiocarbon dating. Above-ground nuclear weapons testing during the Cold War created a specific radioactive timestamp that was absorbed into human tooth enamel. This chart shows the atmospheric carbon-14 records for the Northern Hemisphere. By measuring the isotopes in her teeth against this curve, scientists could determine when her enamel first formed. The results placed her birth around 1930. Isotope analysis further suggested she was raised near the border of France and Germany and educated in Nuremberg. Despite having an extended DNA profile and a specific geographic origin, her data matches no one in any international database. Modern forensics did not solve the mystery. It confirmed that even at a molecular level, there is no record of who she was. She moved through Cold War border crossings under 8 names and died in a valley while being followed by unidentified men. We know the physical details of her death in Isdalen, yet her historical existence remains a void. 54 years later, the Isdal Woman remains exactly where she started. She left her body behind, but effectively deleted herself from history.